Hello, welcome back to the Sungrand channel. I'm Jarrell from Sungrand. This is part 6 of building a 50s diner for a video game. This is the Frying Saucer Diner from the Silver Falls game series, which can be found in the Heavy Shadow novel, and also referenced in multiple games such as 3 Down Stars on the Nintendo 3DS. And it's also a location you can visit in Galaxy Bound Curse on the Game Boy, which you can play for free on the Silver Falls website at silverfallsgame.com. Now, we're still populating our diner here. We'll be filling in some bits of furniture and some appliances and whatnot, so we can help this environment feel more lived in. Now, if you've missed the other 5 episodes, it's too bad they're gone forever. You'll never be able to find them again on our YouTube channel, but at least you're here in time for episode 6. Okay, now I'll just have a quick sip of my coffee, and we can start getting things into place. Ah, ice cold, just the way I love it. Now, in the last episode, we weren't really able to find the counters that I was looking for. They were tucked away somewhere in my library here, but we found the ones that I was looking for. Now, kind of thinking this is too shallow, as I would like to be able to store quite a few things. What I'm going to do here is make sure this is static. Change the children. Actually, I don't want to change the children. I would like the doors to be able to be opened. Let's go ahead and remove them from being static. Let's go ahead and extend that out just like this. Okay, fantastic. Now, I think that looks just fine. We'll grab Dodger for reference. Put him behind the bar. Yep, he's got plenty of space to work, to walk around, and it looks like this fills the spot pretty nicely. I would like to bring it over to the edge here. I'm not sure why we've got a bit of a something going on there. Okay, let's go ahead and clear that error message. Now we'll copy that transform. See, it doesn't quite go to the edge, which is unfortunate because if I were to duplicate it, oh, dear heavens, it's gone too far. Go ahead and duplicate this little fella sitting out here on his lonesome. Actually, he's not even a prefab. Let's turn him into a prefab. There we go. That's a happy little prefab. Excellent. We'll duplicate this little fella. We will paste our transform values, so now we have the same scaling values. We can set them here. That counter seems like it's an okay height. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and set them here. This will take a little bit of fudging later on, so we can sort that out at another time. We'll duplicate it again. Lined up, and again, this will take a little bit of fudging to get it just right. But for now, that seems to be acceptable. Perhaps one more should do the trick. And again. Close enough. Actually, I'm getting some Z fighting here, which unfortunately is not something that's related to Dragon Ball, though I wish it were. Go ahead and slide it over a little. Now we have a funny little gap. How does that look? Much less Z fighting. That's acceptable. Fantastic. Now, you can tell from the last video that I've placed the seats here. Let's go ahead and use our gameplay camera. We can have a nice look at our scene with post-processing. You can see I've placed them. I didn't use any sort of measurement. All I did was eyeball it. And how I did that was I took Dodger and I sort of positioned him on the seat. And I thought, would it make sense to have someone that close? Now, I think that makes sense. Maybe it would be nice to have it a little bit closer, but you know, let me tell you, when you accidentally kiss a stranger, it really gets awkward pretty quickly. So I thought it'd be best to have the seats just placed a little bit farther away. So you can see here that the alignment of this bar is a little bit cattywampus. But we're just going to roll with it. We're going to live with that. As it seems the bar tends to pull in a little bit. That's fine. That's totally acceptable. Let's go ahead and get rid of second Dodger. I think Dodger is actually feeling a little bit lonely. So what we will do is we will go into, let's see here. Oh, it appears as though I only have one other character. Let's see who this character is. Open my folders. Bring the prefab in. Let's see here. Looks like his hair doesn't seem to be right. Let's see if we can fix that. He's looking a bit like Link from Link to the Past. Okay, let's see. Oh, it turns out our hair shader, we don't have our current advanced realistic shader here. So we're just going to have to let this default to the standard shader for now, which is not that realistic. Also, he does have corneas, which we don't have the shader of. Again, this is sort of a blank project, so we're just going to put those standard for now because it doesn't really matter. So these are not really what the characters look like in the games. We use more advanced shaders, which allow a more realistic look to the characters. This is just placeholder graphics, right? Now, there we go. Dodger's got his buddy Slim. There we go. Everybody loves Slim. And they can mosey on up to the bar together. Fantastic. Something's wrong with the scaling here. What happened here? Let's go ahead and scale that up. Does that seem right to you? No, that doesn't seem right. Let's go ahead and set that to 1. That seems correct. I wonder why that scaling was so low. How strange. Now, it's all better. Fantastic. There we go. Slim can mosey on up to the bar. Let's go ahead and get some of these appliances sorted out right here. Just to make things interesting, let's take our player camera. Look at the scene that we're building. Bring this back a little bit. Fantastic. Okay. Go ahead and grab this. This is our smoothie maker, I think. Make sure that's sitting properly on there. Slide that on back. Bring them over. Also going to need to sort out our coffee machine, which I think would be a little bit more central. So we'll have to find our coffee maker in our asset library. Okay. Not sure why they have them on both sides. I'm just going to pretend there isn't one. There we go. You hide them in the back, and it doesn't exist, just like traumatic childhood memories. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and tuck that away just there. Now we've got some clipping. Let's go ahead and give them a little bit of space there. Everybody likes to have a little bit of their own space. This would be the holder for the orders, which I think would probably do nicely. Oh, it would be nice to have this. Maybe just here would be nice. Let's make it a little bit larger. We can sort out the details of that a little bit later. As we can see, we have blurring, so we're going to want to enable anisotropic filtering on this fella right here. Let's go ahead and select our materials, set our anisotropic filter level to 10. Let's have a sip of my ice cold coffee. Fantastic. Boy, that's wonderful. Okay, lovely. We have our coffee pot, but again, let's look at our scale here. Oh, this is not a big enough coffee pot for these two boys. They're going to drink a whole lot of coffee. They're going to need more than one. Let's go ahead and set that back counter for now until we find the rest of our coffee making material. Oh, we have like a fun shadow being cast back there. Fun little shadow. Let's go ahead and put a coffee pot there. We're going to have to fill in a lot of details here on our bar. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's go ahead and get this saucer stack just here. Just go ahead and put it nicely. It's just a little bit bigger, a little bit flatter. Those look like happy little plates. We can stack more later, and we can have a dedicated shelf for holding those as well. We also have this one here, which I think we could store extra condiments, your napkins and whatnot. And again, we can fudge that and make sure it lines up nicely later on, make sure there's no Z fighting and no gaps. Okay. I was a little bit torn on where to put these. I didn't want to put them too close to the bathroom. Personally, I don't want to have to go next to a bathroom to pick up serviettes and napkins and condiments, so let's go ahead and leave that. Now, if you sort of have a look at these caddies, the tray here, what do we have here is, let's see, we have salt, pepper, and ketchup. Now, I have quite a few other resources in the Silver Falls library, which are not in this project, but again, I'd like to fill those in later on and make them more interesting. Varying degrees of hot sauce, and mousse cream, and bland cream, and all sorts of other nice things. Let's see what else we have. We'll go into our diner, and we will pick out, let's see, tableware. Kitchen shelf. What do our kitchen shelves look like? Oh, these look like they're quite nice. Why don't we use a few of these? Seems to have gone through on the other side. Yeah, we could certainly use some shelves there, but for now, I'd like to have them here. Fantastic. They look quite a bit dark, don't they? What should that be? Suppose we'll leave that there. They look very dark. Now again, we've got this funny light because we don't have a roof. Not yet. And I don't want a roof just yet, otherwise it would complicate things. Let's go ahead and make sure that's within reach. Is it useful to have that there? Okay, so it looks like if that's so high, it would not be useful to someone reaching over the counter. Let's go ahead and lower that just a little bit to make it useful. How about that? I like it to be practical. Wonderful. Yeah, someone can reach over and grab something off the shelf just there. Perhaps it might be just a little too low, but that's okay. Now, does it matter to have this lined up in any particular way? Not exactly. Let's find out. Let's take that 5 out and see what happens. Okay, 5. Seem to line up okay that way. Is there any sort of Z fighting going on? That looks like they would be. Nope, they seem to line up quite all right. Let's go to positive 0.5. Okay. And 1.5. Fantastic. That all seems to line up quite nicely. Wonderful. Let's have a look at our scene here. It's starting to look quite a bit more interesting. Wonderful. What else do we have here? We have a nice detailed register here with the arm on the handle, so if you crank that enough times, you might get a jackpot. Wonderful. Some old style chairs, clocks, coffee machine. This looks like a sort of a newer kind. Now the reason that happened is this does not have a collider on it. Let's go ahead and give this guy a nice collider. This is quite box shaped, so let's go ahead and give him a box collider. Wonderful. Now, let's drag our coffee machine on there and you will see that he will land right where we need him to. Fantastic. Okay, Dodger. Does that coffee machine look right to you? Also have this coffee pot that doesn't match up. This coffee pot matches up with something else, whereas this is one of those fancy newfangled, looks a bit small, doesn't it? Just gonna make that a little bit bigger. How about that? Wonderful. Now, we'll have to find the asset in the library that goes with this coffee pot, which is something else entirely. Oh, we have a hand dryer for the restroom. Wonderful. Let's see. Actually, I think what would be nice to pick a spot for now, let's have a look and see, would be our jukebox. Somewhat slightly prepared one ahead of time. Let's go ahead and bring this little fella into the bar. Probably not a good idea to have it too close to the fireplace there, giving off heat. Now, we have a number of places we can put this. We can either put him, let's see, we can put him here. We can put him here. Or and put him here. What do you guys think? Does anyone have any opinions on where this might look nice? I don't really want to make people have to go and smell a toilet every time they want to put something on the jukebox. Let's go ahead and put the jukebox right there in this corner. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. What else can we put behind the counter? Find what's going on here. I do quite like these. Let's see. Wondering if I should put some of these here. Let's see. That's for cooking. For washing hands. Okay. This looks okay. How does that look here? Oh dear. Why does it look so dark? Looks like this so dark, like it came out of the DC universe. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that. Let's go ahead and say no to that for now. I might grab some of these fellas, put them here, like so. Spin them around. That's probably okay. That looks all right to me. Wonderful. Again, this will take a little bit of fudging. I won't spend too much time trying to line them up just now. They've overlapped a little bit too much. That's probably acceptable. Fantastic. Wonderful. Okay. Are we all happy? Are we happy? Okay, so we're Z fighting a little bit here. Let's go ahead and pull it back just a little. Looks like the Z fighting is a little less. Got a hole there. Wonderful. Let's see how one of these little fellows fits in. Looks happy to fit there. Wondering why it's so dark. Just lighten it up a little bit, why don't we? Spin this happy fellow around. Bring him a little bit away from the wall. Wonderful. That's looking quite nice, isn't it? Seems to go way up. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a lot on that side, so what we'll do is slide him over. That seems to give us a bit of space there, doesn't it? Okay. Now, I feel like it would be nice to have one on the back wall here. So what I'm going to do is sacrifice some of our shelving so we can fit this in here. 180. Fantastic. That looks lovely. So this is going to be sacrificed. Let's go ahead and move some of these objects over just a little bit. Slide these little fellas over, and now this happy little fella can slide in here. There we go. That's a happy little fella. He seems to be quite content sitting just there with his friends. Wonderful. These all can fit nicely together. Quite nice. Quite happy. That seems to fit in quite nicely. Okay. Seem to be running close to time now. That's all we have time for today. Thanks very much for checking in. I sure hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. I've had a lot of fun working on it, and I enjoy hearing from you guys. So, if you have any questions or if you'd like to see anything in particular, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know. If you're enjoying Silver Falls Heavy Shadow, the novel, which you can read for free from silverfallsgame.com, feel free to comment on that and let me know what you think of it, and let me know if you're enjoying it. I appreciate hearing from everyone, and I hope that you will check in next time for episode 7, where we can have more fun filling out the details and building our Flying Saucer Diner. I've enjoyed spending some time with you today, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as well. Thanks very much, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to the like button, and we will see you again next time.